YouTube, this is Ambi again, and today we are going to talk about PowerShell as usual. PowerShell plus variables. What are the variables? What do they do? Let's check that out. So as usual, we have two variables here. We'll go here, say PowerShell variables. Now we're gonna talk about three main variables. One is local or function variable. Then we have script variable. These are also called PowerShell scopes. Then we have global variables, right? So for this, what we are going to do is we are going to create simple functions here. That is function fun. Okay, I'll just call fun, right? And I'll say script script test equals script scope, right? So we defined a variable here, and now we're going to define global variable, that is global test equals global scope. Am I typing scope for whatever the reason? Okay. All right, now let's create another function here. Function fun1, right? Let's do this, and here we will say let's do a tab here. Sorry. Okay, it's right tab, and I would like to create a local function scope or local scope, function or local scope, right? So what I'm going to do now here is I'm going to say write host global test, write host local test. I'm going to say write host script test, right? Just to be fair, right? And let's go ahead and run this fun1. Let's see what happens. It's printing the global scope. That is what we wanted. And the second one should be local. That is the function scope. So it's printing the function scope. But for the script scope, it's again printing global. All right, so let's run the fun and then run the entire script, right? So let's see, now it's printing script. Global is earlier it was printing global function global, but now when I ran this, the fun one, instead of global, it's printing script everywhere. So what's going on here, right? Let me put this here and see what happens. Well, same thing happens. Well, if it's confusing to you, why is it happening? So what's the difference between global and script? Can't they coexist? Well, yes, I'll show you the difference here. Now, if I do test, let me clear this out for you. So if I run test now, as you can see, irrespective of whatever I type, $test or variable test, it's printing the global scope. So global means global variables are shared globally. That means between the scripts. Whereas script variables are shared within the script or within functions, between functions. Global variables between scripts. Script variables are between functions or within the script. Local variables are within the function. So local within the function, script between functions, global outside the scripts. It might take a bit for you to digest, but it's nothing hard. It's pretty easy. You will have to get used to these if you want to share variables between two functions. Again, these variables can be a lot of things. These variables are denoted by dollar symbol, as you can see there. Variables always start with this dollar symbol, and variables can be used as inputs. Let's say you want to ask a name. It goes read host, what is your name? I'm murdering the English here, please don't kill me. So if I just run this to ambi, yep, printing, right? So I can say write host, your name is. If I run this, and it can be so it can be a user's input, or it can be an output of another command. Let's say get computer. Okay, let's see what it is. I don't even know what it is, right? Okay, it's printing something, right? And I can store this as comp underscore status equals this, right? So when I run this, right, so I can store the entire output of this particular command into a variable. So it can be an input, can be an output. So variable is nothing but, you don't want to type that whole thing again and again. You store all that in a variable. Imagine this as an envelope. You have a lot of papers and you put that in a envelope or in a file or something, and then you share the file, right? It's like your pen drive, right? Your flash drive, your hard drive, external hard drive, you got like a lot of movies, a lot of music files, a lot of Excel files or whatever. You put them in a pen drive and then you give it to someone to use it. The same way, these variables are nothing but storage of data. So thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.